Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Arvan Chapra. I'm from English Literature 17, Class B, and I want to tell my presentation about cognitive stylistics. That the literature work that I take to analysis is William Blake's poetry. The title is Holy Thursday. William Blake is an English poet, painter, and printmaker. Largely unrecognized during his lifetime, Blake is now considered a seminal figure in the history of the poetry and visual art of the Romantic age. He was born in 1757 and died in 1827. William Blake is known to be one of the first figures of Romantic movement. The poetry that he creates that I analyze is the poem Holy Thursday. Is the poem describes a ceremony called Ascension Day in England and the presence of children in a cathedral to celebrate and do their singing activities. As we know, cognitive stylistic is part of natural development of modern stylistic, constantly to enrich and update its method of analysis. Cognitive stylistic deals with the cognitive process which occur during the act of reading and influence text interpretation. It takes into account both the formal features of language and the non-linguistic context of the readers in constructing meaning out of text. Therefore, it turns away impressionistic reading and impresses intuition. Text word theory is a cognitive linguistic theory of discourse processing process in initial form by Paul Ward. It has been used as a means of analyzing the emotional engagement of reading with literature works. Okay, from the Holy Thursday poem describes the charity school children of London and they're going to St. Paul Cathedral on Holy Thursday, Ascension Day. He says the children were clothed with shiny bright colors, red, blue, and green, and their innocent faces were clean. We can see this on first paragraph. The children were not alone. They were guided by gray-headed beadles who walked before them holding white wands. The children sat in the cathedral and formed a large multitude that remains the poet of multitudes of lambs, praying and raising their innocent hands. The children then began to sing, and they sound like a mighty one or harmonious thunderings, where the aged man or their supervisor stands by. The poet that reminds the reader to see that those children are looking like angels. Imagery and symbolism. Flowers, referring to children's prettiness and frankly as written in the poem, these flowers of London town. And the children, referring to the image of purity, innocence, and angels. Lambs, referring to the innocence of the children and their childish voice, the children. Metaphor and how it relates. In this poetry, metaphor is a figure of speech which consciously compares two things by saying that the one is not in the other. Cognitive stylistic has maintained a central interest in metaphor from its inception as a discipline. Metaphor in cognitive linguistics is not only the textual realization of a rhetorical trope, but also is treated as a fundamentally important aspect of human conceptualization. The second stanza, the lyrical voice, describes the children in a different way. The children are described in several ways throughout these lines. First, they were present as flowers of London town, emphasizing their beauty and their fragility. The lyrical voice talks about the children while he or she sees them sit in the church, sit in a companies, they sit with radiance of their own. Then the children are described as lambs, accentuating their innocence and their relationship with God and religion. Thus, children are linked to Christ, who has a special tenderness with children. This description contrasts with the hum of multitudes and brothers with the emphasis of the children. Raising their innocent hands, moreover, notice the number of these children, thousands of little boys and girls, and how they are all described as uncorrupted and delicate. Next is simile. In this poem, the poet used simile at many places. The similes are shown below. Like we see, in the third stanza, the children begin to sing. The lyrical voice describes how they like a mighty wind they raise to heaven, the voice of songs. As they sing, the children are not longer fragile and they acquire powers which enable them to communicate with God, or like harmonious thundering the seeds of heaven among. Notice how the song of children is described first as mighty wind and then as harmonious thundering. Moreover, the beetles that walk with them in the streets are now beneath them. This suggests further critiques of Christianity and English society, a possibility of divine wrath and vengeance in children's song. Conclusion: this poem is about the feeling most people go through life with. It is a commentary on how people cope with the world by withdrawing physically, mentally, or emotionally. The lexical selection of the word plays an important role in constructing meaning. It enables the readers to understand what the poet is trying to say, and the stylistic analysis of this poem has shown some difference between poetic and non-poetic language as a means of defining literature. The lines in the poem tend to be longer than those in the rest of the collection, as the extension suggests the children's procession in cathedral. This particular form has a song-like rhythm, a representation of the children's innocence, with contrast with the narration of their exploitation. Okay, that's all from my presentation about cognitive stylistics from Williamsburg Poetry Holy Thursday. I'm very sorry if I have so many mistakes in my presentation. Hope you all enjoy my video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm Avan Saputra. Thank you for watching. Bye.